Good evening, and welcome to Spotlight News TV. Tonight, we embark on a journey across the globe, bringing you the most compelling stories from every corner of our world. Tonight, we bring you stories of hope and despair, of celebration and conflict, capturing the essence of the human experience in all its complexity. From the vibrant streets of bustling metropolises to the quiet corners of remote villages, our stories span the globe, reflecting the diverse tapestry of human life. From the bustling streets of Chicago, where life moves at a frenetic pace, to the war-torn regions of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where survival is a daily struggle, we'll delve into the events shaping our world. Our dedicated reporters bring you first-hand accounts and in-depth analysis, ensuring you stay informed about the issues that matter most. As we mark International Women's Day, we celebrate the incredible achievements of women around the world. From grassroots activists to global leaders, women are making their mark in every field. We're reminded of the ongoing struggle for equality and the remarkable achievements of women everywhere. Their stories inspire us and drive the movement for a more just and equitable world. Yet, shadows loom large as we uncover the escalating humanitarian crisis in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here, innocent lives are caught in the crossfire of a brutal conflict, and the need for international aid has never been more urgent. In these war-torn regions, families are displaced, and communities are torn apart. The resilience of the human spirit is tested daily, and the stories of those affected are both heartbreaking and inspiring. Closer to home, a political firestorm erupts as Vance clashes with Ukrainian President Zelenskyy. This debate highlights the deep divisions within the United States over its role on the world stage and the complexities of international diplomacy. The political landscape in the United States is increasingly polarized, with protests and debates reflecting the nation's struggle to find common ground on critical issues. But amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of joy emerges. Communities come together to celebrate, finding strength and solace in shared traditions and simple pleasures. Chicagoans indulge in the sweet tradition of Fat Tuesday Paczki, a moment of joy and togetherness that transcends the challenges of the times. Proving that even in uncertain times, the human spirit finds solace in shared customs and simple pleasures. These moments of happiness remind us of our shared humanity and the enduring power of community. Today, we celebrate International Women's Day, a global call for gender equality. This day is not just a date on the calendar, it is a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggle for women's rights and the progress that has been made. It is a day to honor the women who have paved the way for future generations and to recognize the work that still needs to be done, and a tribute to the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women throughout history. From the suffragettes who fought for the right to vote, to the women who have broken barriers in every field imaginable, their contributions have shaped the world we live in today. From groundbreaking scientific discoveries to courageous acts of leadership, women continue to shatter glass ceilings and inspire generations to come. Their resilience and determination serve as a beacon of hope and a source of inspiration for all. However, the fight for equality is far from over. Despite the significant strides that have been made, there are still many challenges that women face on a daily basis. Around the world, women still face discrimination, violence, and limited access to education and healthcare. In many places, cultural and societal norms continue to restrict women's opportunities and freedoms. The United Nations highlights the urgent need to address these systemic barriers and create a world where every woman has the opportunity to reach her full potential. Through international cooperation and local initiatives, we can work towards a future where gender equality is a reality for all. International Women's Day is not just a day of celebration, it's a call to action. It is a day to reflect on the progress that has been made and to recommit to the work that lies ahead. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a more just and equitable world for women and girls everywhere. By standing together and supporting one another, we can build a future where every woman and girl can thrive. Turning our attention to the heart of Africa, a dire situation unfolds in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The eastern region of the DRC is plagued by ongoing conflict, displacing millions and creating a humanitarian crisis of staggering proportions. Armed groups fueled by political instability and competition for resources terrorize innocent civilians, forcing them to flee their homes in search of safety. The United Nations peacekeeping mission MONUSCO is working tirelessly to protect civilians and provide humanitarian aid. However, the sheer scale of the crisis and the challenging security environment make their task incredibly difficult. The international community must rally together to support the DRC and find a lasting solution to this devastating conflict. The most heartbreaking aspect of the DRC crisis is the devastating impact on children. UNICEF reports that grave violations against children, including recruitment as child soldiers, sexual violence and abductions, have tripled since the escalation of violence. These innocent lives are being robbed of their childhoods, their education and their futures. The international community must prioritize the protection of children in conflict zones. We must hold perpetrators accountable for their crimes and ensure that children receive the support and care they need to heal from these traumatic experiences. The future of the DRC, and indeed the world, depends on our collective commitment to protecting the most vulnerable among us. Section 5. Political firestorm. J.D. Vance and Zelenskyy clash on the world stage. Back in the United States, a political firestorm has erupted over comments made by J.D. Vance, the junior senator from Ohio, regarding the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Vance, who has been a vocal critic of various U.S. foreign policies, recently made headlines with his controversial remarks. He questioned the wisdom of the continued allocation of U.S. aid to Ukraine, suggesting that American resources should be prioritized for domestic issues instead. This stance has not only drawn ire from his political opponents, but also from some within his own party. Vance, known for his controversial views on American foreign policy, publicly questioned the continued allocation of U.S. aid to Ukraine, sparking outrage from both sides of the political aisle. Critics argue that his comments undermine the U.S.'s commitment to its allies and embolden adversaries like Russia. Supporters, however, believe that Vance is right to question the endless flow of aid without clear objectives or accountability. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, in a rare display of public rebuke, condemned Vance's statements as reckless and irresponsible, emphasizing that American support is crucial for Ukraine's fight against Russian aggression. Zelenskyy stressed that the aid is not just a matter of financial support, but a symbol of the democratic alliance against authoritarianism. Vance's comments have ignited a heated debate about the role of the United States in global conflicts and the delicate balance between supporting allies and safeguarding American interests. This debate touches on broader questions about the U.S.'s role on the world stage, the limits of its resources, and the priorities of its foreign policy. As the discussion continues, it remains to be seen how these differing perspectives will shape future U.S. actions and policies. Section 6. A nation divided, the political fault lines of American aid. Vance's remarks have exposed a growing rift within American politics regarding foreign aid and military intervention. Supporters of continued aid to Ukraine argue that the United States has a moral obligation to stand with democracies under threat and contain Russian expansionism. They emphasize that a Russian victory in Ukraine would have dangerous consequences for global security and embolden authoritarian regimes worldwide. Opponents of further aid, however, express concerns about the financial burden on American taxpayers and question the effectiveness of U.S. involvement in a protracted conflict with no clear end in sight. They advocate for a more cautious approach to foreign policy, prioritizing domestic issues and avoiding entanglement in foreign conflicts. Section 7. A taste of tradition. Fat Tuesday. Paczki celebrations sweeten the day. Here in Chicago, residents are embracing a sweeter tradition, Fat Tuesday, also known as Paczki Day. This Polish tradition, celebrated on the day before Ash Wednesday, involves indulging in paczki, deep-fried donuts filled with fruit preserves or sweet cheese. Bakeries across the city are working overtime to meet the high demand for these delicious treats. Long lines snake out the doors as eager customers wait patiently for their chance to savor the sugary goodness. Paczki Day is a beloved tradition in Chicago, a testament to the city's rich Polish heritage and its enduring love affair with all things sweet. Section 8. Beyond the headlines, other news-making waves. In other news, the World Food Programme warns of a looming hunger crisis in the Sahel region of Africa, where millions face starvation due to drought, conflict, and a severe lack of funding. The organization urgently appeals to the international community to provide life-saving assistance to avert a catastrophic humanitarian disaster. Meanwhile, scientists announce a breakthrough in the fight against tuberculosis, developing a new vaccine that shows promising results in early clinical trials. This discovery brings hope to millions around the world who are affected by this deadly disease, particularly in low-income countries where access to treatment is limited. Section 9. The Power of Awareness. Reflecting on a World in Flux. As we've seen tonight, our world is a complex tapestry of triumph and tragedy, of progress and setbacks. From celebrating the achievements of women to grappling with the horrors of war and famine, we are constantly reminded of the interconnectedness of humanity and the shared responsibility we have to create a better future for all. By shining a light on these critical issues, we hope to raise awareness, inspire action, and foster a deeper understanding of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Thank you for joining us tonight on Spotlight News TV.